What?
Wow, you guys look so beautiful right now.
Thank you.
I'm Christine Burney from her campus at SCAD. So I actually go to SCAD in Atlanta.
Nice.
And honestly, like, you guys are gorgeous. And, like, clearly, like, the show is so, like, focused on showing a different, more realistic side of, like, the African American or women of color, like, stereotype going against it, you know? So I guess I would like to ask two questions. One, as like young, beautiful women, but also as women of color, like, what is your priority as far as like how to progress and like kind of inspire young women to kind of progress with you, like in breaking these stereotypes and just into success, you know, but not just success that's selfish, but like it's like empowering for everyone, you know?
I think first I would say, as thank you for saying young beautiful women and women of being women of color as opposed to a but. I would say that because those two things aren't
Separate.
Yeah, they're not.
Exactly.
So yeah. I would say having a show like this on television where you have representation of not only different socioeconomic groups, cultural differences represented in just the African American community. I think it already is showing people. That's sorry. Sorry. It's already showing people that a reflection of their own communities. And I think that alone, when I see people that look like me, when I see people that remind me of my friends, of my family, I connect to them in a way, and I listen to what they say, because I'm like, yeah, that's how we are, or that I know that person, or maybe I don't really know that sort of person. So I want to hear their point of view and where that comes from. And I think the fact that you have 4 women on this show, 4 black women on this show, who are all very, very different.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it just goes to show that what we already know, which is to be black is not a monolithic experience. It's very nuanced. It's very, we're multidimensional people with layers of feelings, layers of talents, gifts. And it's different for all of us. It's not all the same experience.
You're people.
Exactly. So I think just the show itself being on air, giving people having access, young women having access to a representation of themselves across the board is already an exceptional thing that Starz is doing. And me personally, when I look at roles and decide what do I want to do, what do I want to be a part of, I'm always looking at how does this woman, where does she fit in the world? What story is she trying to tell? Do I feel like it could inspire people? You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be a Missy, have your stuff all together. Right. You can have major issues and major breakdowns. And if I feel like someone can learn from it, someone can be inspired by it, then that's the sort of material I gravitate towards. So I think that answers your question.
Yeah, I think that's
This is for SCAD.
Okay.
okay.
Whatever y'all get into.
Okay.
I just love the fact that this show gives black women a chance to be beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't feel like we always are given those positions on other shows. Like we're always like the best friend, the girlfriend, the girl on the side. This show, a black woman is also like, you know, number 2 on the list, number 4 on the list. Like we're the wife, we're the businesswoman, we're everything on this show. And the fact that a show like this has created that kind of an opportunity to be seen in that light, I absolutely love. For me, I always try to make sure that like I want people to know that the stereotype doesn't define like who we are, you know, and I want people to know that, you know, black women or just black people in general, like we can be seen outside the box that society has said that we fit into.
Yeah.
And the fact that this show gives us that opportunity, I think, is absolutely awesome. One thing that I've heard really very often, especially in LA, there's a lot of people that don't find black women to be beautiful, and I what I say to that is like it's our society. Like if you look at our magazine covers, they're not really putting a lot of black women on the covers. Like the only, not dissing Beyonce at all, but the only black woman that we're getting on the cover is someone like Beyonce. You know, she's got the blonde hair, she's very light skinned, so when they're seeing women that don't look like Beyonce, we're not, all of a sudden we're not beautiful. And so the fact that we have a chance to be like, hey look, you know, we can dress up too and look awesome and amazing and beautiful as well. I love that this show does that.
Absolutely. So what is your top piece of advice for like young women? Like especially people who are beautiful but who have skills. Like what is your number one piece of advice for like how to kind of start out, I guess? I don't really know where that's
start off in this business?
Yeah, I guess.
For acting?
Creative, just in the creative field specifically. Like
okay, so not in terms of acting, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you've got a passion for something, it always starts with you know, learning your craft. You know, whether it's, you know, being an artist or I mean, I guess we're artists as well. But I mean, you know what I mean, like being a painter or a singer. I mean, you got to know your craft. So I would feel like got really loud all of a sudden. Yeah, you want to develop that skill. You know, research it. Make sure that you're really strong and an expert in that craft, and then start pursuing it.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be my best advice to that. I mean, the people that, you know, they have a passion and they don't go after it, I feel sorry for those people, because it's like if you have a dream, you know, get into it. You know, start putting yourself out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would say that to young women, know that your beauty is not in its it's not what you look like. That is a small subset of what makes one beautiful. It's how you treat people, how you treat yourself, respect yourself, and yeah, we definitely need to see, like Megan was saying about there being representation on print and ad and all of that sort of things. That is important. It is important to see a visual representation of ourselves.
Yeah.
But
On the covers.
it's
not all there is.
But your beauty is way beyond that.
Absolutely.
And also, my other piece of advice, I know you said one, but it would be to stay true to your moral values. Because at the end of the day, all you have is you and your self-respect, and you have to wake up with yourself. And that will get you far. People will see you and respect you for your boundaries and how you choose to navigate whatever playing field you enter. Stay true to yourself, your morals, what you believe in, what you stand for, and that's essentially what makes you special, what makes you unique, what makes you different from the next person.
That's wonderful. Thank you, ladies. Do you mind if we get a selfie, maybe?
Yeah, of course. Let's do it on that side. Just
The light is better. Thank you so much.
I know y'all gotta get the good light, right?
Yes, of course. Gosh, it's so... Okay, there we go.
Like all our hair
I know.
and stuff.